Okay, we'll get back on some work here. So I got these knucklehead cases I gotta do some machining on. So everybody wants to know how I'm gonna machine these things back after doing all this welding. So we use this rotary table right here, and that'll allow me to cut the diameter I need right here very accurately. And get these wheels dialed back up. Well, this goes back in there where like it's supposed to, and centers the case all like it should be. And everything should be coming off this main bearing. But Harley didn't always do that, so they do vary. I'll be coming off the center of the bearing because I want everything concentric. So this one here is got a nice flat surface to work from here, so it's relatively easy to square that all up. Now it's not necessarily going to be 100% square to that surface. We might have to do some shimming. We'll measure to see what we got to work with and see what I want to do to fix it. Theoretically it should be identical, but real world it ain't. This case here, we got other issues. It's not, you don't have big registers to work off of. This is basically an unmachined surface here, or if it is machined, it's usually pretty damn rough. Most of the time it's unmachined. This is a machined surface here, but it's always all chewed up by the inner primary. This one isn't really too bad, so I got a little bit to work off right here. But that's a very small diameter to center up a big case. So it's not a good thing to register off of if you can avoid it. So that means I could go back to make something else square. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the shim washers under here and shim this case up until this surface here comes in nice and true. Then I'll machine this surface flat. Then I'll flip it back over here, machine this surface here flat, and that'll be my register. I'll come off of that. That'll give me a good solid register to work from. And I can flip it back over, double check it, make sure it's still square, and then we got something to work from. So that's basically how we do all this. A lot of work. So right now I centered this up a while ago. So I'm going to put it back up in here. Center up off my center hole on my rotary table here. Make sure everything is square. And probably wouldn't hurt to sweep the head too. Do a quick sweep around the OD and make sure that's flat too. What the hell we're here. Helps to make sure everything's good and square. So we'll just do all of that. Like most of these jobs, you spend 90% of your time jigging up and only 10% cutting. That's what makes it good though. Alright, let's see what we got here. Alright. Alright, let's see what we really got. Kind of working. Which goes away. Alright, so fun part here is trying to get this to be square. Let's see, turn that off, see if that helps. A little visibility here. So right now we're a little bit less than 0. So there you go. And you rotate it around and you see how much it changes. When you're playing with your spindle up here, always go by this knob here, not this knob, because this knob here can change everything. We're dealing intensive with thou here, so a little bit makes a big difference. Get everything out of the way. Alright, so today we are off by 1 thou and 3/4. Even though we zeroed it out and left it zero for a week, it still moved. Okay, so now we're just going to beat this over until we get it where it's square. So we're going about half the air is what we're looking for. About right there. Move it around, make sure it stays there. Looks pretty even. So we did 6/10. Big change. Alright, interrupted. We back. Alright, we're back. Alright, so we're half a thou, and I just moved just now. I moved quite a bit just by touching it. Okay, that's the new 0. See, just by touching it, I changed it. Let's go that way. Move it over 0 that way. This direction I can't see very well. Looks pretty close. When you spin it, shouldn't be no movement of that needle. So it's pretty close. Alright, we're going to go with 0, 0. See how good that works. And you really want to screw yourself up, you go up a notch and see what happens. You'll find out the bore's not square. Because that might be what's going on. Back to 0. In this case, it looks pretty close. 0, 0, 0. Alright, looks good. Good tooling. Okay, so now I'm going to sweep out this big diameter here. See, I can only sweep this much on my table. This I can switch the whole, I can sweep the whole rotary table. It goes out a lot further. So we're making sure this head's all square up here because I got a, this is a universal head. I can move it up and down an angle here, and then you rotate it here. So that gives you this direction and in that direction. That allows you to square up to anything. That's what they call the universal head. Lock that down so it doesn't move. You don't want to have much movement on this here. Every time it's one of these, it digs in hard, so you only want a few thou of contact. Okay, we can play around with this here on the handle here to fine tune this. Okay. Yeah, I see we're way the hell out already. Look at that. Okay, so that's almost back up to 0 on that side. But our side to side sucks. See, we're barely hitting there. 5 thou down. And we're 5 thou up. So we're 5 thou out of whack. Which is actually only 2.5 thousands, but of rotation. Alright, so this one up here will change the rotation. There's a big worm gear in there. You're supposed to loosen these 4 out here, let it give you adjustment. When you're this close, I don't loosen those up at all. Where's my tools at? I'll use this, and I'll use this here to make adjustments. So we're going to go ahead and tighten this up right here and bang on it a little bit. Force the adjustment. Find a happy spot. Just need to put a little tension on it. See which direction you need to go. Doesn't appear to be going direction at all, so go the other way. Yep, it moved. Moved a bunch. Okay, 1 thou down. And we are 4 thou down over there. As this goes up and down, the height of the machine relative to the table moves a little bit, so it gives you a false number. Makes it a little bit harder, you can't just go for it. It's a floating number. Direction. Go right to there. Redo my 0. 0. And we're 1 thou too much on that side. So I'm going to come back a little bit. Half a thou movement. Let's see, I need to go toward me or the other way. The other way. Nope. Toward me. Once it starts to move, it moves pretty quickly. And we're interrupted again. We back. Alright, we're back. A good hour and a half worth of interruptions there. Alright, I got this halfway leveled out when I was gone. Oh, video. So I'm do a little playing around a little bit. So, why is my number different? See, I come back and my number's higher now. What's up with that? Something moved. What moved? The indicator moved? Oh, the indicator moved on me a little bit. Let's see, what was it way over here? That's 0. See, things kind of move around a little bit while you come back later. Now it's different. See, I'm a half a thou out now. So we're good side to side. So I get to play with some more. Alright, wonderful. That's why I tend to hit this right here with a hammer right here to shock it a little bit to make it center up to get what I want. Yeah, now I get to play with it some more. Oh well. Alright, let's see what we really got here. About 4/10 up. About 3/10 up on that side. That's not much difference. 2/10 up on that side. That's about what it was over here. Maybe 2/10 down, maybe, hard to tell. Let's see here. You can remember this in like a 16-inch diameter we're checking this in, so it's very little difference. But I'm picky. And probably a couple tenths off that way. This one here. Looks good that way. I think the front to back is what's cocked on me a little bit. I made a small change on that. I think the small change is hurting me now. Okay, that would be the back one. Wake it up. Make it move. Okay, we're at 0 now. Figures it interrupts me now. Looks better. Interrupted.